girl this, cool girl that. Here's what the cool girls are wearing this summer. This is what you should be wearing if you're a cool girl. How many times have you seen that on TikTok, Instagram, or any other form of social media, and you find it to be absolutely insufferable? I just want to know, who decides what is perceived as the cool girl or what is cool, and why do we always have to constantly try to keep up? It's exhausting at this point. Like, does anyone remember the whole that girl trend that was being passed around on social media a few years ago? It was very similar, but it was more based off like daily habits, and sometimes fashion and beauty was sprinkled into it. Does anyone remember that? Because that's what this is giving. I truly cannot stand the whole labeling as cool girl or hot girl, because I just feel like it's a recipe for making other people feel like shit if they don't live up to these cool girl standards, and it's also just another capitalistic trap. So let's talk about it. You're probably even wondering, well, what the hell is the whole cool girl aesthetic? What does that even mean? The way that I've seen it be defined from a few people on social media is that the cool girl aesthetic is a girl who is a trendsetter. She's very confident in herself. Usually, she's a white girl, and her fashion tends to kind of fall within the clean aesthetic. The style is very chic. She's supposed to be effortless while looking cool. And her lifestyle seems to be very laid back and easygoing. And this is completely different than the cool girl trope where she's like the chill girl among the guys who will just be cool with whatever. That's not what we're talking about. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother video. We're talking about this aesthetic here that's just absolutely insufferable, okay? However, I've also seen some people define the cool girl as the girl who's all about personal growth and development. And she lives with a purpose and she has intention. Let me tell you something. When I was growing up, that is absolutely not what I thought what a cool girl or an it girl or a hot girl was. The cool girl was somebody who was popular, she was a trendsetter, she wore all the popular things, people loved her, sometimes she was a mean girl. That's what I think of when I think of cool girl personally, or the it girl growing up. She's like a queen bee. That's how that was defined back then, but now I feel like this whole term has just been completely rebranded. And I don't like it because it's gonna lead me into the next topic. Every time I see a video on TikTok especially, I'm always seeing so many videos like, here's what the cool girls are wearing this summer. Here's what the cool girls are wearing for this spring. Do you want to be a cool girl? Here's what you need. Blah, 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 blah. It's basically just another way of saying, buy that new Dior purse, have a Stanley Cup, use Olaplex products, wear a claw clip, all that stupid stuff, right? That's just telling you that, hey, you need to buy, more consume, or you're not gonna be cool enough. Last week, I made a whole ass video on how everybody looks the same. And personally, I feel like all of these cool girls look the same. They all kind of look like girls who are dressed out of a European fashion magazine. Because that's kind of the vibe that I get from the cool girl aesthetic. And a lot of brands like to play into this, because remember last week I talked about how brands, social media, they don't care about individuality. They don't reward people who go against the grain. Sameness is always rewarded, and I feel like that's kind of what happens within the whole cool girl aesthetic. Trends don't care whether you're individual and your unique self. They care about money. I also don't like how the whole cool girl aesthetic, or just this term, is like labeled as effortless, because I feel like a lot of effort, time, energy, and money goes into being a cool girl. Anytime you see those videos saying, well, what are we wearing for this summer? That means you have to go out and buy stuff, because I can guarantee you they're going to say, I don't have this stuff in my closet. Therefore, I need to dress this because this is what everybody's wearing for this summer. It's wild. It takes money out of your wallet to look like this. It also takes time to plan your outfits and to do that clean makeup look. Trust me, by no means is this effortless. Going back to the whole videos that talk about, oh, here's what the cool girls are wearing for this season or whatever. You know what's funny? I've seen so many of the videos being posted around the same time period. Like for this summer, I've seen several, here's what the cool girls are wearing for this summer, and each person says completely different things, which makes it so funny, because that just shows you how subjective this really is. But I will say, like, a common theme that I see is just, like, neutral tones. I see, like, linen fabrics, like, natural fabrics, something that looks more relaxed. That's kind of, like, the vibe that I get, but they always label, like, different things. And it's honestly just going to confuse people, because they're going to see one person say, well, this person said that I need to be wearing this, but this person said that I need to be wearing this. Which one do I wear? It's just going to create a huge sense of confusion, and that's why I don't like videos like this. People, wake up. You're falling into the capitalistic trap and these dumb micro trends just to stay relevant for what? Like, who are you trying to impress? Social media? Because, like, when I look at the streets in Portland, I think people in Portland are quite fashionable, in my opinion. But then again, I am alt, so I do see a lot of people who do dress more edgy and alternative, and I do like that. But everyone's sense of style here, I feel like, is so individualized and unique. I'm not really seeing, like, people how they would dress if they were living in New York or Europe. But I just really want to ask you this question. Why put yourself through that exhausting supply of torture just to be relevant? I truly do feel like the whole cool girl, like using words like cool girl, it girl, hot girl, I feel like terms like this in general are really harmful, and they can make people feel some kind of way and make people compare themselves, especially if they don't fit that certain mold that the hot girl, the it girl, or the cool girl is looking for. Whether you're neurodivergent, you're disabled, or maybe you're conventionally not as attractive compared to other people. If people feel like you fall into those categories, they're gonna deem you as uncool or not it enough. And I don't like that, because you choose to not do what everyone else is doing. Personally, I think it's way cooler when you go against what society says. I think it's just a whole nother term for exclusion as the true aspiration of this whole movement and trend. I feel like there's a thin line between, like, lifestyle content and then what is just considered to be, like, performative elitism. And I believe that this whole thing is just rebranding it. I basically want to end this video on the note saying, like, you don't need to dress up like some sort of Pinterest board to be labeled as cool or as the it girl. That's not gonna make you interesting or cool. I want to encourage more individuality over curation, because there's so much power in not consuming things. And this is coming from somebody who used to be such an overconsumption queen. And I have changed and learned so much over the past few years on how to really chill the fuck out about it. And if you wanna know what's really gonna make you the cool girl, is to simply stop following the trends. Wear what you're gonna wear and what's gonna make you feel cool about yourself. Dress how you wanna dress, not what social media is telling you to just because it's trending. You don't need to follow trends to be relevant or cool or interesting. Now, it's one thing if there are certain trendy items that you like here or there. That's perfectly fine. But for you to wear nothing but trends and to follow only a certain aesthetic, only for you to change it the next day, because again, it's a micro trend, that is going to become a problem later on. And I, again, want to go back to how individuality is something that we should love and embrace and not kill. Please don't lose yourself in these trends, because I think that is the most uncool thing that you can possibly do. You don't have to be an it girl or the cool girl to have value. Just be real. Don't be something that you're not. There's nothing more than I can't stand than fake people. Being real is what's really cool, and that's all I'm going to say. So I'm curious to know what you think about the cool girl trend, or people saying like cool girl or it girl on social media. Does it bother you? Do you not get bothered by it? I'd love to hear in the comments down below what you think about it. And if you like this video, do make sure you give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.